Boomtown is KVUE's in-depth look at how rapid growth is affecting us here in Central Texas. And as we see more and more growth happening in our area, it's taking a big toll on the housing market.
Increasing inventory and decreasing prices mean things are getting easier for buyers. But the KVUE Defenders found a Hays County woman's home buying experience may have you thinking twice about sending checks by the mail.
She told investigative reporter Jenny Lee she's out tens of thousands of dollars, and there may be more victims out there.
We're going to start a new life in Buda.
That new life included a new home for Crystal Kilpatrick and her daughter Izzy.
We were really excited. We picked out things at the design center.
Design upgrades increased the home price from $644,000 to around $720,000. Kilpatrick says the extra $76,000 was worth it.
We were making plans to make it our home.
Between November to December of 2021, Kilpatrick wrote 4 checks and mailed 3 of them to Perry Homes, covering the upgrades and a deposit. But nearly a year later, in October of 2022, her new home plans came to a halt.
Then I got a phone call that, actually your debt to income ratio is now considered to be too high because the interest rate is double and your payment is higher. So there's a problem.
Kilpatrick could no longer afford her dream home.
It was really frustrating and sad.
But her frustration only grew when she tried to get all her money back.
We had put $51,000 into this house.
And discovered she can only get some of it.
They said that the biggest check, the $31,800 and something dollars, they said that they didn't receive that one.
But according to a deposit log Kilpatrick shared with the KVUE Defenders, all 4 checks she wrote to Perry Homes were received.
And I said, yes, you did. Here's the check that was cashed. It says that it's cleared. It's endorsed, everything.
She got a copy of her check from her bank and noticed something odd. What was suspicious about that check?
So somebody added like a little kind of a dash on top of my M on Homes. And so it kind of looks like it says P. Homes.
Kilpatrick says the check, which she made out to Perry Homes, now read Perry Homes with an L. She says it was cashed at a Regions Bank a few days after she mailed it.
It's the perfect crime.
What's unclear is what happened to Kilpatrick's check. Austin police are looking into it. What is clear? Mail theft-related check fraud is a crime on the rise. According to the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, check fraud is the largest source of illicit proceeds in the country. Earlier this year, the group issued an alert to financial institutions to be vigilant in identifying and reporting check fraud. From March of 2020 to February 2021, the United States Postal Inspection Service received 299,020 mail theft complaints, an increase from 114,456 in the same time period the year before.
I've learned that basically it's the perfect crime, that somebody can take your check, it can be deposited, and then you can be told that you have this credit with the builder for a year.
She says that credit can be seen on the Perry Homes deposit log dated March 2022. Kilpatrick says making matters worse, she learned about the check issue nearly a year after she wrote it, after she said she had discussions with her lender to make sure her finances were in order. Had she known sooner, she says her bank could have taken action.
And they said, too much time has passed. You should have told us within 90 days.
We reached out to Perry Homes for answers. We didn't get them. Instead, a spokesperson offered this statement. Due to the nature of the ongoing investigation, we're unable to share details at this time. However, we continue to be willing and cooperative partners with law enforcement and the financial institutions as they pursue a criminal investigation against the bad actor that intercepted and deposited Ms. Kilpatrick's payment. So we turned to real estate attorney Julia Knoll.
You should always try.
She says when purchasing a home,
it is always a home buyer's responsibility
to stay on top of finances.
So a builder is a seller, and so they have no obligation to give any disclosures when it comes to approval processes because they are not a lender.
Let's be clear, Julia. Under Texas law, what is a builder's responsibility to a home buyer?
A builder's responsibility to the home buyer is to abide by the contract and everything is within that contract, and also to build it within all the specs and requirements under Texas law.
Knoll says there are state and federal laws laws protecting home buyers, but it all really comes down to the contract. Meantime,
And I want my money back.
Kilpatrick isn't giving up. She's exploring her legal options.
It's very possible that this could be happening to other people.
The realtor of 20 years hopes her story will help others because Kilpatrick says if this can happen to her, it can happen to somebody else.
It takes a lot of work to try to get somebody to help you, and you could easily give up.
For the KVUE Defenders, I'm Jenny Lee.
Jenny, thank you. Kilpatrick says Austin police are trying to identify the person who cashed that nearly $32,000 check. We reached out to the financial crimes detective working the case, but Austin police representatives would only confirm that an investigation is underway. A spokesperson for Regions Bank told us they cannot confirm or comment due to customer privacy laws.